everyone, welcome to episode number 6 of Social Media Money Up. In this episode, I will talk about how you can generate content to be shared on your social media channels even when you don't have a lot of stuff or content to share. In case we haven't met before, my name is Angie Perez-B. I'm a social media marketing expert, and you can find me on Twitter at Angie9Z and on Instagram at angieperez.b. I would like to personally invite you to my Facebook group called The Smart Social Income, where you can find ways to drive traffic to your website or social media channels. If you are new to this podcast, please consider subscribing. I record weekly podcasts about the best techniques to grow your business or your blog and making money using social media and digital marketing. Let's get started. At the beginning of your digital adventure as a blogger or with your online business or e-commerce, etc., you don't have a lot of stuff to share. You probably only have maybe a couple of blog posts or just a bunch of items on your e-commerce, or maybe only a couple of professional services to offer on your online business. But, at the same time, you need to be consistent on your social media channels, and therefore you need to post frequently. It is okay to share behind the scenes motivational quotes, fun stuff, or even selfies on Instagram. But, lots of other social channels like Pinterest, Twitter, or Facebook don't quite work like that. And you really want to share the links that drive traffic to your sites, to your products, or to your services. So these platforms, Twitter, Pinterest, and Facebook, are the ones that really allow you to insert your links or generate leads for your website. On the contrary, Instagram doesn't allow clickable links, which makes things so difficult to drive traffic to your website. But your problem right now is that you don't have a lot of stuff to share, maybe because you have just started. So you also need to solve these points. People with more content, please don't feel left out, because this episode is also good for you. Who doesn't want to have a lot of content to share on social media? Keep listening. I am going to deploy some step-by-step tips to help you multiply your content. First of all, and to simplify, let's suppose that we are talking about blog posts. But you can do the same for your landing page, your e-commerce, your new collection on your online shop, your new promotions on your local business, or your services on your agency or online business, or whatever you're doing. So, first of all, we are going to tackle Pinterest. My first recommendation is Canva. You are probably already using Canva, so you know how good it is. But if not, let me tell you, Canva is a super easy image editor that I truly recommend because it's very simple, but with very professional results for absolute non-techies. If you have an account in Canva, you know what I'm talking about. If not, sign up for a free account. I will leave the links to everything I'm mentioning on this episode on the show notes page at angieperezb.com/podcast. So once you are in Canva, you need to create different templates for your Pinterest posts. Your pin templates must have the following requirements. Dimensions of the images must be within the Pinterest images sizes, and you must use your branded colors and your branded fonts. If you don't know what branded colors or fonts are, let me quickly explain. Your brand must be consistent. One of the basics of being consistent is having a cohesive visual style. To create a visual style, you choose 2 colors that you want to represent your brand. At least 2 colors, 2 main colors. And also, you choose 2 different fonts. Then you use those colors and fonts throughout your website, your images, or your social content. This is great to build your brand so that your audience can identify you just by seeing your images. So going back to the pin templates on Canva, you must create a bunch of templates using your branded colors and your branded fonts. How many templates? Well, you can create as many as you consider, but to start with, I would say 4. But you can create as many as you want. What if you are not very creative or don't have any idea on how to even start to create any template or any sort of image on Canva? Well, no problem. It couldn't be easier to solve. You have to do this. Go to Pinterest templates and choose from thousands of templates. Choose the ones that you like more and just change, adapt, and adjust the colors and fonts to your branded colors or fonts. Once you have your templates ready, name them like something like Pinterest templates number 1, number 2, and so on, or something along those lines. The idea here is to keep those images as your Pinterest templates to be used anytime you want to share anything on Pinterest. Now, the second step. Decide which link, piece of content, or blog post you are going to share. Now it's time to look for images that suit that piece of content and can be used as background for your Pinterest templates. Maybe some of your Pinterest templates don't need images because their backgrounds are solid colors. But if not, just find images that can be used with the piece of content you want to share. So for example, if you have 5 Pinterest templates and 2 of them have solid color backgrounds, you only need to come up with 3 images to use as backgrounds of your other 3 Pinterest templates. I will leave a link on my show notes about how to sort out about images for your content. Remember, the show notes link is angieperesb.com/podcast. Now, the next step, create different titles for your piece of content. This is pretty self-explanatory. Let's say you want to promote your blog post called Instagram Tips. So you need to create other titles to be shared on Pinterest, like for example, 10 easy steps to grow on Instagram, or how to increase your Instagram engagement easily, or discover the best tips to boost your Instagram. And another example could be foolproof techniques to increase your engagement on Instagram, etc. I will also leave a link on my show notes about how to create catchy headlines. So once you have your Pinterest templates, your images, and your texts, now you have everything you need to create a batch of 5 different pins for your link or for your piece of content. Boom! You have just multiplied by 5 your content. Congratulations! So now go to Canva, pick one of the templates and make a copy of it. This is very important. My recommendation is to keep the original template with the name, like for example, Pinterest templates number 1, and work on a copy when you need to create a new pin. Just make sure to change the name of that copy to something meaningful for the pin you are creating. Once you have your 5 pins created, you can use them on Pinterest on different days or boards, etc. Now let's go to generate content for Twitter and Facebook. Here we are just going to talk about Twitter, but the same images and texts can be used on Facebook. So therefore, the content we are going to create now goes for Twitter and Facebook. So first step, create a few texts for your tweets. They must be catchy and within the length allowed on Twitter. You can again take a look at the link on my show notes about how to create catchy headlines. To see the show notes, go to angieperesb.com/podcast. I would say you can create maybe 7. You can create as many as you want, but I would suggest 7 if you are just starting. Now let's go back to Canva and follow the same steps as we did with our Pinterest templates. This time we are going to create 7 Twitter templates. Again, if you don't know how to create or your creativity is not very good, go ahead and choose from loads of Twitter templates available on Canva. Don't forget to adapt and adjust colors and fonts to your branded colors and fonts. I will create 5 Twitter Canva templates, and maybe the other 3 tasks can go with maybe a GIF image or maybe plain images without text. The size of Twitter images work very well on Facebook, so all this material, text and images, you can use them on your Facebook post as well. So now you have a bunch of pins, tweets, and Facebook posts for your one and only piece of content. You not only multiply your content, but also multiply the chances to drive traffic to your site. If you want to know how to grow on Twitter, don't forget to download my free mini ebook, How to Increase Your Engagement on Twitter, available on my website angieperesb.com. In any case, I will leave the direct link to the free ebook on the show notes on my website at angieperesb.com/podcast. See you in the next episode of Social Media Money Up. Happy socializing!